This is a very strange thing to say, but I'm pretty sure that some of us, the Bulgarian group, will make a book about our trip to Strasbourg. It was we had a lot of problems, but we started from a forgotten passport. We ran through a flat tire, another flat tire, inaccessible hotel, which was announced to be disabled friendly, and so on and so forth. It was so many problems. Every day we had something, but that's not the main thing. The main thing is that we survived that, and we're here, and we are ready to make that trip every time, and to make it even if it's worst, even if it's worst. But we are ready to do it again and again and again, because it's really worth it. It's really worth it. It doesn't matter what's happening. It doesn't matter how hard it is. It's worth it. It's something that everybody who is in that focus on that page of disability issues, everybody have to do that once in their life, at least once in their life.
The freedom drivers demand, in a nutshell, they demand the opportunity and the support to live like everybody else.
We are all products of the culture we come from, but we still believe in the same philosophy. And we are part of the grassroots movement called Independent Living that comes from America, started there in the 50s and 60s, inspired from, among others, Dr. Martin Luther King. Nothing about us without us is a good slogan, because if we had our rightful place in the society, there would be disabled people in all, all sections of the society.
People with disabilities have the same rights as non-disabled persons, and they should have access to them in practice.
The unreasonable demand to move into care homes or institutions far from center of social life, with set schedules and impersonal routines, with no choice on who will be the personal assistant, and with a complete lack of privacy in double and multiple bedrooms, does not comply with the law.
But having the law often is not sufficient. You also need to explain how it should be done in practice.
I think our only way of someday succeeding here is proving the opposite. Of those of us who live outside, sharing with other disabled people and the public as much as possible, but how we live. That we are ordinary, profoundly ordinary folks who just want to do the same thing as everybody else. We want to be recognized for the people we are. We want to be respected for what we do and need. And we want to be loved like everybody else. So if that message goes through, then maybe people would realize, including ourselves, that we deserve, we have the right, the obvious self-evident right, to live like everybody else too, in the community. That we are an enrichment to our families, to our neighborhoods, and to the community at large.
Nothing about us without us.
For the first time, a Convention on Human Rights not only serves to deter serious interference with the personal dignity and integrity of people, prevents discrimination, protects against poverty, but also safeguards entitlement to full inclusive participation, to an accessible environment, to a comprehensive choice on the arrangement of social security benefits, and a self-determined life with equal opportunities in society.
In many EU countries, institutional care still accounts for more than half of public care expenditure. Eleven out of 27 member states have completed the ratification process, but I would like to reassure you, all of them have signed the convention, and we are also convinced that all of them will ratify.
So what we need is legislation that says that regardless of the financing body's budget, you are entitled to an amount that covers your actual needs, regardless of the budget situation.
It's not sufficient to come here and to repeat the same mantra all over again, how important it is that the UN Convention is implemented, etc. You need also to find ways to do it in practice.
Ili ništa o nama bez nas.
The right to full and effective participation in and inclusion in society, the respect for the diversity of people with disabilities, as well as accepting them as part of humanity and human diversity.
Disabled people, they have not had a fair share, have not been able to live like everybody else, and even with the most well-intentioned policies, the reality had been that we still hadn't had the means, the practical means, to live a full life, because other people always determined what was best for us. And independent living has changed that. It empowers the individual to encourage him or her to make up their own decisions, decide their own lives and what they want to do with their lives, and tells us that we are the best experts of our needs. Then we tell politicians, move over, let us take the course ourselves. That's the new thing about it, and that's what independent living is all about.
We want to promote the entire goals of Freedom Drive, and we want Romania to be present here in the great family of the European disability movement.
The situation is not very blessed, but we are trying hard. With the personal assistant, we have some problems because we have the personal assistance only for 20 hours per week from Monday till Friday, which is approximately 4 hours per day.
The personal assistants give me the power that I need for everyday life. I can be independent, I can be what I am, I can live normally.
What we want, personal assistance.
What we want, personal assistance.
What we want, personal assistance.
Um für die Rechte behinderter Menschen zu kämpfen, also halt, dass es dass für alle auch auf EU-Ebene ein bisschen Lebensqualität zur Normalität wird.
Independent living in basic human right. Disabled people should be able to exercise choice and control over all areas of their life, including where they live. And many people are living in many institutions where they're not given the same freedom that non-disabled people take for granted. And by disabled people having their own personal assistance and being able to exercise choice and control over who they employ and not what they do for them, then that is a really empowering experience and enables disabled people to feel just like every other member of society.
Article 19! Bulgaria!
Независимият живот би променил погледа и би променил статуквото към хората с увреждания, което съществува в момента.
Freedom is not an option, is an obligation for me, and I do live on my own, I do live independently, but it is so hard to pay for this. I do work just to pay my assistant, and this is a shame.
What do we want? Human rights! Human rights! When do we want them? When do we want them? Bulgaria! England! Norway! Norway!
Get her to wave the bell as she pushed forward, yeah? Get her to push the bell, that bell was your bell.
¡Cantaru! Arbeiten personales, que se cambie el artículo 19 de la ONU. Que nos respeten como nosotros respetamos a todo el mundo. Nada sin nosotros sobre nosotros. ¡Freedom Drive! No le des tan fuerte. Que no le des tan fuerte. Slovenia! Latvia!
I'm coming from Belgrade in Serbia, and we're trying to fight for the personal assistance service and for the equality. Try to live a normal life, to have a job, to get an education, just to have our families as anybody else.
Значи пътя беше много дълъг, много интересен, изпълнен така с леки препятствия, но преодолими и все пак това за мен е истинския Freedom Drive. Това е пътя към свободата а той е изпълнен предимно с перипетии, които трябва да се преодоляват.
Nochmal eine Bitte an uns Deutschen. Bitte alle Poster, alle Schilder abmachen. Ihr könnt sich hier auf die Seite stellen an der Mauer. Dann dürfen wir auch rein. Danke. To all the others, please put down your posters, put them aside at the wall, and this is the condition to get in. Thank you. And I think we would all want to get in. Thank you.
I would like to go to the barricade, not the way that they opened the gate and without our messages on our backs, because we have to put it away, and I think it's pity, because they were important messages to our maps.
It's normal that we have to finish the protest at the gates here, all groups. Okay? It's not just us.
Do you think it's right that we have to put down our banners to get in?
No, I don't think so. That's quite strange. Because our philosophy and our demands are on them.
All citizens of the European Union. And it doesn't matter where we come from, whether it's Greece, Germany, Sweden, Italy. We should be able to enjoy the same protection of our human rights, just as the mere fact that we are citizens. And in the same way, we should enjoy the same protection of our human rights, no matter what we look like, no matter how we move, whether we walk, we limp, or use a wheelchair, whether we can hear, or whether we can't see. It shouldn't matter. We should still enjoy the same protection of our human rights, because we are profoundly ordinary citizens with the same aspirations and the same needs as everybody else. We want to be respected, recognized, and loved. We are profoundly ordinary people. Thank you.
I think this is a great day for all of us. We've come from all over Europe, and we are here to celebrate 20 years of ENO, the European Network of Independent Living. We know what is right. We know that personal assistance is our right, and we are not going to let that go. We have come to the European Parliament to fight for that right, and to let the European parliamentarians know that what we are here for is our right, and we are not going to let it go. And it is great that we are so many people. We came here 8 years ago with just 100. We've come here today and there are almost 400. That shows the progress. So I wish you all well, and let's don't forget but celebrate the whole day, because we have a right to celebrate this great occasion. Thank you.
I want to say that this time we have a great mixture of what they call us new and old member states. I do not agree to be a part of something which is not equal to the whole. So let's be together, old and new member states, and show them that personal assistance is for everyone in Europe. Independent living is for everyone. Is it for everyone? Yeah! Good. And that's why we're here.
Нищо за нас без нас.
Hey, my name is Åge. I'm from Norway. And we are here today to make ourselves seen and heard and show ourselves and be proud of ourselves.
Absolutely.
We represent 10% of the population in Europe, and we want our rights. Yeah. We demand right to be treated equal to our own citizens, whatever country we come from. And we will be given equal opportunities and equal rights for everybody. Yes. Thank you.
It is the reality. People have to fight to get out or to not to be closed in an institution.
J'habite en Suède depuis 10 ans, mais je suis française.
So, my name is Giselle. I'm French, but I've been living in Sweden for 10 years.
Et je veux ici dire quelle est la situation en France.
I would like to speak a little bit about the situation in France.
Nous avons énormément d'institutions.
In France, we have many institutions.
Et le gouvernement français estime qu'il doit créer 50 000 places supplémentaires.
And the French government is designing to create 50,000 more places in institutions in the years to come.
Cela veut dire que c'est de la ségrégation organisée au niveau d'un pays.
This means organized segregations at the level of a whole country.
Il n'est pas question naturellement d'avoir beaucoup d'assistance ou alors ce doit être pour une élite intellectuelle.
There are very few hours of personal assistance available in France, except for a few, I would say, kind of intellectual elite.
Et comme la France n'a pas assez d'institutions, elle envoie les enfants ou les adolescents ou les adultes en Belgique, qui a donc des institutions en nombre suffisant.
And as there aren't enough institutions in France for the children or adolescents or adults, many French people are going to Belgium, where there are apparently enough institutions to welcome them.
Et ce n'est pas l'Europe que nous voulons. Nous ne voulons pas de cette Europe-là.
This is not the kind of Europe we want. We don't want that Europe.
Bravo.
En France, la situation des personnes handicapées est avant tout médicalisée.
In France, the situation of people with disabilities is mainly looked at from a medical point of view.
Nous sommes des malades.
We are all patients.
Et ce n'est pas parce que nous avons besoin d'aide pour aller aux toilettes ou pour se laver que nous sommes des malades.
It's not because we need assistance to go to wash ourselves or to go to the toilet that we are sick or patients.